Imagine, for a moment, a tree. This tree is subject to many assaults: wind, rain, snow, ice, hurricanes, tornadoes, tropical storms, insects, fungus, and even the chainsaws of deforestation. Any of these things may happen to a tree at any given moment, on any given day. Yet one has never seen a tree that was not perfectly still. I have always been mesmerized by the stillness of trees. Why is the tree still? The tree is still because it has no concept of itself. Why does the tree have no concept of itself? Because the tree has no mind. A human being has a mind. And because he has a mind, he has a self-concept, he has a self-image. Where there is a self-concept, there is a strong desire to preserve it, and an instinctive need to protect it from harm. Man spends his life in a desperate attempt to keep the sandy shores from becoming drenched by the incoming tides. The mind can do anything it wishes to the man it possesses. Anything. Whenever it likes, it can tease him, assault him, soothe him, control him, enrage him, or make him anxious, worried, and afraid. Man believes that he is in control of his life, that he is the one who makes his decisions. How preposterous. Take, for instance, a man who is fighting with his spouse. She accuses him of being lazy and inconsiderate. The man's mind will scour his past in order to find evidence to the contrary. It will illustrate times when he was not at all lazy and most considerate. The mind of the spouse will find examples of the times when he has been lazy and inconsiderate. After some time, both minds will begin to change in shape and color. Each of their minds will begin to create guilt for the antagonism that they showed to the other. The mind will then create remorse. This remorse will compel both individuals to apologize to each other. But with each repeated episode of conflict, something fundamental within each of them will have changed. This conflict will create fear and anxiety within each of the minds, a fear that it might happen again. Why will they fear that it might happen again? Because man fears displeasure, he fears pain, he fears discomfort of any kind. Each of these two individuals will begin to grow averse to one another. The word choices, the body language, the truths that are kept to themselves, and hundreds of small things will all be done in an effort to avoid conflict, and an effort to avoid the pain that is associated with this conflict. Over time, the relationship will harden. It will become brittle and die. For it is a relationship of aversion. It is a relationship of avoidance, not necessarily an avoidance of each other, but an avoidance of being natural and free, born of the fear and anxiety of the pain of potential conflict. What a man does not have, the mind creates fear and anxiety of not receiving. What a man does have, the mind creates fear and anxiety of losing. Then, man tries to be clever. He searches for a way to treat this anxiety and fear. Industrious by nature, he delves into mediation, mindfulness, pills, workshops, and various methods and techniques in order to lessen the effects of this anxiety and fear. But these are but ointments on a wound that extends into the depths of his core. Such wounds cannot be treated. And because they cannot be treated, man leaves this world never having lived a life free of anxiety and fear. Whatever he may have succeeded at, whatever he may have attained in this world, he will have failed at the most fundamental aspect of his life. Is there a way out? Is there truly a cure to fear and anxiety? Can a man, in his current life, truly and practically attain what few have ever attained in the history of human civilization? Yes, but why the but? Because no matter how closely you may be reading these words, your mind is reading them closer. It is interpreting them for you, making modifications as it sees fit. An omission here, an addition there, and presenting its own version of them to you. And because you have such reverence for your mind, you will accept the interpretation as gospel, no questions asked. In many ways, it is almost pointless for me to write these discourses. I write them as a reminder to my own mind, as I finalize the process of dismantling it altogether. in order to live permanently within the freedom that is the fundamental birthright afforded to all human beings. I write for those one or two rare humans in this world who serendipity brings, individuals who, for whatever the reason may be, are ready to become free. I will tell you the way out, but I will be frank, it will likely do nothing for you, because the mind will receive it as a prescription. It will make you try to do what I have said, and in keeping you busy in this way, you will never arrive. This is how ingenious this mind of yours is. How is it that man can live a life completely free of anxiety and fear? Why is it that a tree is so naturally still? The key word is naturally, for I assure you the tree is not forcing itself to be still through meditation. The tree is still because it is free. It is free from all anxieties and all fears. Why is the tree free? Because the tree has no concept of itself. The mind will now tell you, you see, you too must have no concept of yourself. And in so doing, it will have opened up a new corridor of anxiety. For soon after you begin, you will become beset by anxiety for not being able to lose your concept of yourself. As I say to each of my private clients, on an almost weekly basis, I will happily give you the secrets of the universe, but if you imbibe them as a prescription, they will create nothing but problems for you. The key to all things is the pursuit of visceral understanding, but man has been taught to think, and he has become prideful in this very ability. It is for this reason that he cannot experience truth. For truth lies beyond the domain of thought and beyond the outer reaches of the mind.